And cue the music. Hey folks, 13 here, and joining us through the magic of the internet, as soon as I send him the chat invite, is Zimnala, and we're about to play Space Engineers. Comment, like, subscribe, participate, always remember to share. Do the important stuff that keeps this show going and this channel growing, and enjoy. And I'm Sniffly. I am Sniffly. Actually, I'm just sliding into home plate a little after the ball. To tell you the truth. That's how it happened. Oh my gosh, I just opened again. I didn't need to do that. That's going to be a big overhead to the CPU. Okay, there we go. Let me send the invite to Zimnala. I need to close GIMP because that's unnecessary. Let's load the world. Okay, let me... Big ship, happy racing fun. Let me edit the settings. Just make it survival. How's it going, Zimnala?
It's going okay. How are you doing, 13?
Alright, I'm just slowly coming into it after a disastrous day yesterday.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering what happened at the end.
Yeah. So we discovered. Let me get this started and get into that because the whole day is so much to recite. Yesterday was the universally bad day for Action Soup Studios. Just, lots of things happened that were a challenge. Okay. Machinima. M-A-C-H-I. Machinima. Is it all I's? Is there no E in Machinima?
I think, no, there's no E's.
Okay. Machinima set for, I don't remember what I called this thing. Happy, slappy ship of some sort.
Happy race something.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I can't enable copy and paste anymore because we're not going to be in creative mode. Clients can save as something that... Did that work? We don't know yet.
We didn't test it because we didn't have inventories, really.
Son of a bitch, that's right, huh? Okay, so... Reset owner... Okay, I think that's everything I want.
Okay.
Okay. We're doing it. It's more limited. Okay, yes, I know. Okay, so let's hope nothing breaks. Here we are, hoping nothing breaks. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. Excuse me, folks, while I do one more do and another do. Let's see. Many technical issues. Technical issues. Okay. Alright, many technical issues.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I had a terrible day yesterday, but I did get called into work after I left you guys.
That was us. We were rubbing bad things off on people. I'm absolutely sure.
But I got paid for it.
Yeah, that's always good. That is always good.
That's usually the important part when they want me to come into work, is if they're paying me.
Yeah, often a prerequisite that. So, first, the one thing that was good from yesterday, well, I don't want to say it was good until we load into this, and I'm sure that the ship didn't blow up into a million pieces, but, alright, are we still alive? Is everybody still alive?
Well, even if it does blow up, we have the blueprint.
Oh, I know.
We can try again.
I know. I just don't want to try again. Okay, so it looks like everything's there. It looks like we don't have any amazing performance issues with this.
Said there wasn't much issues unless you get out past 50 kilometers.
Okay.
Which I'm sure they'll address at this point.
Yeah, they'll address that before we're out past 50 kilometers, I'm sure. I don't know if I have Oh boy. Okay, that's a new game for sure. I need to get my tools, please. All right. So, drill first, torch second, sander third. Okay. Throw my lights on. All right. So, yesterday, what happened to everything? I kind of miss. Oh, wow. Oh, geez. I completely lost orientation for a second there. I kind of miss having to fight the rock wall to get around the ship. So the ship is out of the asteroid. The ship is now in the free roam mode, and nothing dramatic happened during that. It was a lot of going, how do I copy it? And then figuring out how to copy it, and then going, I copied it. How do I paste it? How do I paste it? And of course that was Control V, which I just couldn't frickin' figure out until Zimnala was like, hey, it's Control V, and I was like, oh yeah, it makes perfect sense. I'm a raging moron today. Anyway, that was the beginning of the day, kind of. So we sat down to sup at the table of space. I bet you I have no metal after all that, yeah. So we sit down to... I never put doors in there either. It's weird. Anyway, keep getting distracted by the game. Why is the game so distracting this morning?
It's a captivating space.
I guess. So anyway, so we sit down to Space Engineer, and what was it at the very beginning of the day? My mic wouldn't work. Was that it?
You did say that.
Yeah, my mic wouldn't work. And then when it finally randomly worked, I think even after a reboot, we're shooting 45-minute episodes now with a 15-minute turnaround for the next episode at the top of the hour. Because somebody went, hey, with half an hour turnarounds, you end up sitting in front of the computer for 15 minutes waiting for the next episode to start. So anyway, all that works out wonderfully. I used to feel like a chicken running around with my head cut off, and now I feel like I'm carrying my head in my mouth while I'm running around. And go ahead.
Oh, I'm just looking at this assembly you built over here. Is this what your collector thing was going to be?
What assembly? What?
I'm at the bottom where the hangar is, and you got something on the floor.
Oh, so eventually there will be blocks that lift up out of the floor to build your ship on.
Oh, okay.
And then also to kind of, the block is up and you fly in and attach your ship to it, and you walk over and hit the control and it lowers the ship. And
that's cool. I was just identifying it.
Yeah. We're still trying to figure it out. We don't know what's going on with that exactly. Mad Mike was building that, so now I'm afraid to touch it.
Could explode.
So what am I doing? I'm getting stuff. My brain is slowly coming online, guys. It'll happen, I promise. It'll make it. Yep,
well,
everything. Go ahead.
Now that this is no longer docked, I could actually put a fourth docking bay on the bottom of this belt thing right here. But I don't know how big the ship is going to be.
It'll be whatever shape it needs to be. So, why can't I get that? Can I not get that from here? Of course I can't. Because we do have a great conveyor system, but light switches are not hooked to it. Yep, I tried to use a light switch to get inventory items.
Do we want this to be open on both sides, this bay right here? The
Which,
ship's going to be coming through the hangar bay?
Yeah, they come from the beginning to the end, but they don't come from the sides.
I was going to say, then our actual thing over here with the docking ships is directly in line of it. That could be a problem.
Oh, I know.
Racing.
I know. That might be one of the comic things.
Oh, we bumped into each other.
Ah.
I think you hurt yourself more than I did.
No, my health is 100%.
Oh, then somehow I just got hurt. Okay.
Yeah, I headbutted you. It was supposed to be funny, but it was one of those like fraternity things that didn't go the way it should. But anyway, um, yeah, I have thought about that, and I'm almost tempted to leave it there just for the comic effect of people running into it at the beginning of a race.
Yeah, but that
and
could
com-
blow up all of our stuff though.
and complaining that it's there.
'Cause that does store all of our stuff.
Well, we'll have the ship blueprinted.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Whenever we do something important like that.
Yeah, before each race, we're gonna blueprint the ship.
Okay.
However, if you want to get everything out of that and remove it, that's fine. I don't.
Well,
You can
it's
just.
not that. I'm actually just trying to think if there's a better place to put it.
Well, no. We have more than enough storage, right? So.
Oh yeah, we do, but we would still need a docking spot.
I'm getting
That's
there,
for sure.
dude. I'm getting there. So, we could remove that, right?
Yep.
And we could put the little docking port things over here in the wall instead of having this tubing coming out.
Yes.
And that would be cool.
We do have options.
Yep. Alright, so in the next episode. Anyway, why do I have ceiling removed? Oh, that's where the gyroscopes are gonna go. That's the project I was working on before I started elongating walls. Trying to figure okay.
Who put this thing over here by the beacon? What is it? I don't recognize it.
I'm coming. I didn't put it there myself, but I think maybe that's a spherical gravity bobber.
It's a projector. Oh, someone put a projector over here.
Oh yeah, that's the oh that's right. That's the projector that Mad Mike made that you can use buttons to direct the beam, like to position
okay.
it. Because I guess if you don't do it that way, it's a pain in the ass. I don't know.
I don't know.
In general, we trust that Mad Mike has methods to his madness.
Not just methods, madness to the methods.
Yep. Okay. There was black. Did it remain black? It did remain black. Interesting. Okay, well, I'll make black in the palette again in a minute here. Okay. Back here. Let me do this. So anyway, Mike wasn't working, and that took out Space Engineers. And then I got obsessed with the idea that this ship just absolutely needed to move.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So it had to, that had to happen, and that ended up killing the episode of StarMade because I was busy messing with Space Engineers, and I was very grumpy due to the difficulties that we had with yeah, that's what we want. Okay. Excuse me, sniffles. So I was very grumpy with the difficulties that we'd had with the mic and Space Engineers, and so I didn't want to shoot an episode there. It's hard to be me when I'm grumpy, so I forewent the episode of StarMade, and then Red and I had a bunch of stuff to do around the studio and whatnot. By the time I got back on air from all that, I was in a pretty good mood, and I was ready to play Craft the World. And at the end of the last episode of Craft the World, I said, hey, you know, I don't like where things are going with this desert. I had kind of a specific plan, and this is what I want to do with Craft the World with this plan. So I'm going to restart. And I forgot how Craft the World works for restarting a world. And to restart a world, there's like a control that's kind of you hit escape from in-game, and that's where you can restart the world. And I saw it just as I went past it to erase my save to reset the world. I don't know what I was doing, and so that destroyed the Craft the World save, and it's not in my recycle bin or any place I've been able to recover it from on the PC after some research. So I have to start Craft the World over, which is that sucks. There's like 60 some odd hours into that game.
Huh.
Yeah.
That sucks. So you have to start it all over?
All over.
Save your stuff?
Nope, because I saved.
Wow.
I reset my progress, my campaign progress. I deleted that file.
Oh god.
Yeah, my head was just not on straight yesterday, and so I did that. And that's what happened to Craft the World. Now, what was next in the victim lineup here? Next was the forest, and we had kind of a mamby-pamby episode in which I decided that it was my firewall that's keeping me from being able to game with you guys, because Red can connect locally on our local network, but I can't. Get people connected from the outside. So, and it turns out Hamachi's having a problem too. And recently we changed routers. I'm gonna have to go in and look at that. I port forwarded the forest even, so it should work. But
I was gonna ask about that.
yeah,
Forwarding can be tricky.
yeah, I'm no master of any of that stuff. I really am not. I have skills when it comes to certain creative pursuits in computers, but you know, I'm not a jack of every trade, awesomely, which is ironic because due to extra credit, I actually got 113% in my networking class as part of my career, like curriculum thing. But that was not a class that had anything to do with playing with buddies online. That was more like using Unix to communicate with Cisco routers, that type of stuff. That kind of networking. And it's nothing I would ever want to do for a living. For those of you who do that sorcery for a living, you are awesome. You are, in that regard, better men and women and perhaps trained orangutans than I am. Because I am not a woman or a trained orangutan. And you would qualify as a better man in that regard simply because I suck at networking. So, we did that. And then there were many episodes of the Chimera Soul game development, and the project was coming together. I found myself in slightly sticky water in regards to the power system, and I showed just a moment of weakness in my game design, and I've been fighting a battle that I haven't been sharing with you guys for Chimera Soul, because hold on, I'll be right back, guys. The sniffles have now won. I must take care of this problem. It's filling my mustache like a paintbrush.
Oh god.
It's totally unacceptable if that's happening. Hey, Red, are you still awake? Stop talking. Okay. All right. I am back. Sorry about that, folks.
No problem. Welcome back.
Sniffles. So anyway, so Chimera Soul, I've been fighting a battle with marketing, because marketing's like, well, I think it's great to do development online, but we think the size of the project should be smaller so that more deliverables can be done, and the community focus doesn't need to be there for this particular thing in this particular fashion. If we made things like mods for games, then if you were doing mods for games, there would be products and there would be community sharing because people would be playing with your mods, blah blah blah. And we've been fighting for the big epic game, and I got into sticky water with the man. Everything is now my headset's out of adjustment. Oh my God! Marketing found us.
Oh no, they're coming for you.
Yes. Oh my God. Red, do not answer. Close the doors upstairs quietly.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I am back.
Welcome back.
Okay. My goodness. Today is very, very much trying to be yesterday.
We are in danger.
I just no, it's just stuff, studio stuff. Anyway, so where was I? So Chimera Soul is anyway. I got a little lost in the power ups. It's an iterative thing, doing design sometimes, and
Yeah.
the non-creative folks went, this is a good opportunity to say we have to shelf this project for right now until we can get mods and stuff going because this is the stuff that we actually want to be done. So we're gonna mod Don't Starve Together and do some other projects and then come back to Chimera Soul. It's been shelved for right now, which sucks. That was an awesome addition to yesterday. But the show must go on, and we licked our wounds, and we went into Don't Starve Together with no resentment that we're going to be doing mods. We started thinking, of things that might be cool, and we tried to make it look like it was all our idea. We're not actually going to complain about marketing, but I'm complaining about marketing now. And anyway, now that the camera's running. Anyway, blah. So we did that episode, and we ran into the same kind of problem where multiplayer is awesome, but we keep dying all the time because Don't Starve Together is a difficult game, and you have to, if you get turned into a ghost, everybody in the party is screwed because of sanity. And anyway, we had a episode that just left us right back at square one, which is frustrating because we want to get to the point that we have a nice epic place built, and we found this particular map generated in a way that we had a single pond all by itself way up in this kind of forested area that we burnt off, and we would have had this just awesome home, and we had somebody get killed right away, and then we took another person get killed right away, and we took care of that problem. We used 2 spider galls, we got that taken care of, and then we had another person get killed right away. And
Oh yeah, I haven't played in a while. I don't know how rough it is.
well, okay, so basically it's always kind of a tough game, but when you have multiple people, you have that increased likelihood that somebody might, have a hard time.
Uh-huh.
However, if everybody kind of plays like they're walking on glass, then everybody can survive. Actually, the deal is there's just certain things that you can't do when you're all playing together. Like if dark is falling, you have to kind of be socially responsible and be back at the house.
Yeah.
Or have enough wood to create your own fire. And the first thing you need to do each day is make sure that you can make your own fire.
Yep.
And that type of stuff has to happen. And if one person doesn't do that stuff, then you can really find yourself in a bad predicament.
Yeah. I also recommend carrying around a torch, not using it.
Yeah.
Having one.
Yeah. So that stuff's got to happen, and if one person slips up on that, everybody tends to die. And when you have like 4 people or 5 people, the likelihood that somebody's going to slip up on that is pretty great. So we keep ending up back at square one. Certainly not the worst part of the day, but a minor frustration. The one nice part of the day is that Walter showed up and did some off-camera work with us as we were moving stuff into this world. And that was cool. But aside from that, back in the realm of, the many disasters that comprised yesterday. So not a great episode, but not a disaster. Then last came Wolf Among Us, and we did it. It was really going all right. It's not amazing. It's hard to do a lot of commentary during Wolf Among Us without ruining it. I try to be sarcastic when I play the Telltale games and kind of add my own little commentary. Ray Mystery Science Theater 3000, but in this case, we're getting to the end of the game, so I was kind of letting the good times roll. And just 5 minutes to the end of the game, in the final scenes of the game, somebody in chat lets us know that there's no game audio. And earlier somebody said, we were playing Don't Starve, somebody said that they couldn't hear Anti-Noob or Paul, and I was thinking, oh, that's my background music. And I mentioned that, and nobody in chat was like, oh, it's background music's not there either. So, we end that episode, because we know we have to shoot it again. Can't have Wolf Among Us with no audio. And we go back and we start looking at what the day wrought, and we find that there's no audio in lots of things. Anything. The PC audio was not functioning all the live long day. So, we scrapped everything from yesterday. There was no Action Soup Studios yesterday. And that's why there was no episodes of anything yesterday. If you are one of the folks that emailed us and said, hey, why wasn't there episodes of anything yesterday? Or why is the episode that I saw disappear? That's why.
I was curious about that, like I said.
Yep, that's why.
I did see an episode of Craft a World, but then it disappeared.
Yep, that was one of the broken many.
So I guess the mic troubles of the morning never really got solved.
It wasn't the mic, it was a number of things. I don't remember what I was doing, but I opened something. That's right. In the morning, when the mic was being difficult when you and I were playing, I went to make sure that it was there, and right above the mic is the speakers, and or the audio out, and I changed the audio out, and then I changed it back incorrectly.
Oh.
So that's what happened there.
I'm collecting some more uranium for us.
So here we are in space. I am thinking about, I'm very tempted to just go into creative mode. I don't know. Now that we're not doing Chimera Soul and we're doing mods, I feel like those aren't going to take as much time. I need to continue to research. I'm doing a little research on how that's done, but it looks like to create a character for Don't Starve, all we have to do is to create a character for Don't Starve, all we have to do is go in and edit a file, almost textually, but there's code involved, and it's Lua. It's a language I've never programmed in, so I think I might program in it without ever really researching it, and we'll just kind of feel our way through it. Oh geez, I don't know what I was doing there. I didn't get any steel plate. I just charged myself. all programming languages are similar that are object oriented, and you just have to figure out how to do the stuff you already know how to do in other languages.
Yeah.
Excuse my sniffling.
And there's always documentation these days. It's a lot
Oh
easier.
yeah, it's easy to look up stuff. So, but like I said, as I was watching the tutorials that I was watching, and they were working with code, I recognized what was going on. There's some different ways to do some things like that. The most striking thing to me was the way comments are commented out. As weird as that is. Usually it's a slash affair. And apparently in Lua it's a minus affair, which is strange because usually minus is a decrementation. So if you have a variable that's carrying the number 5 and you put minus right before the variable name, then that piece of code would indicate that that number should be decremented or reduced by 1.
Ah,
So
that makes
that
some
is,
sense.
yeah. Yep, minus reduces by 1, plus increases by 1. And then there's ways to increase by specific values that slip my mind right now for some reason. Let me think. If I had a variable called num and I wanted to increase it by itself, I'd go num plus num. If I wanted to increase it by another value, I could have any value in a word set like that. I guess, yeah, that's how I would multiply by, or multiply or add by like point whatever or whoever. But anyway, it looks like it's pretty straightforward stuff. I have regrets. Okay.
Yeah, lighting in the distance is really weird.
The what?
The lighting in the distance is really weird in this game. Like, the entire ship looked like it was lighted up from that far away, but
Yeah.
it's in the dark.
Yeah. I have theories of why that is. Okay, so that's...
The lighting system's weird with the giant space.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Oh, actually, let me weld on this a little bit to get rid of some of my metals. Okay, I actually want that open all the way to the top of that.
So I figured out what my problem was with my ship being impossible to accelerate. Apparently, I had put on smaller thrusters than I thought I did. These small ones don't do anything.
Ah. Well, what good are they? Why would we want those doing nothing thrusters?
They only take up 1 space, though, I guess.
Okay, well, that might be a reason.
So I guess you could have a whole lot of them.
Yorp. Oh, that is a gyroscope. Okay. 5. What was the direction of the readout on that? Towards the wall. That's weird. Okay. Not that we're likely to see these. So, yeah, that's everything yesterday went into the, went into the void. But I am excited about the Don't Starve mod. I think we're going to start with a character mod. It's not actually ultimately the mod I want to do. What I want to do is an enemy mod. I want to make a monkey. The monkey will hide in the trees, and you'll see his little monkey tail sticking out. And if you get too close, he'll run out and grab an entire stack of stuff from your inventory. And he'll run off with it and be impossible to catch. You'll have to... Literally impossible to catch with any character. The monkey's speed will be the product of... the fastest character in the game. So if you have a imported character, the monkey will still be faster than the imported character.
Okay.
That's how the monkey rolls.
So, this hallway is the reverse of what it used to be, isn't it?
How so the reverse?
Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong, but wasn't the glass on the other in the middle? Oh, maybe
Hold
I'm
on.
just crazy.
Hold
I
on,
don't know.
I'm coming.
No. Maybe I'm just remembering wrong. It's been a week.
What do you mean the glass in the middle?
Oh, I'm looking down the hallway.
Yeah.
Wasn't the glass in a row down the middle? No, it wasn't. No.
No.
I'm,
It's always been two
don't worry
lines.
about it.
Yeah.
I confused myself in the morning.
Now I am noticing one thing seems to be gone. I had, covered these. The bottom of the, glass things were covered in, and they're not now.
Oh, so that
I'm
was
gonna
something
reduce
different.
that by one.
Okay.
I
So
want to reduce that. Go ahead.
we may want to think about how wide we want the outside hull of the ship is, because if we have that, we'll have something to work on when we haven't figured out something better to work on.
Wait, one more time.
We should start thinking about how the actual outside of the hull should be.
Oh, that forms around the inside. Once we have all of the inner support facilities built, then we build the hole around the outside of the shape. We have no idea what this thing's going to be. It could be
Yeah.
a big dog for all I know.
Because I was envisioning that the connector ports for this could be in little bays attached to the side right here, and someone could fly out through a little opening that's there.
That was some random shit. I'm sitting here, and Red walks by with one of the studio dogs, and the dog is just like under his arm like a football, and it was kind of hilarious.
I'm surprised you didn't break out laughing.
Actually, I'm pretty sure the webcam caught all that.
It did. It was dog in space.
Yeah. So I was thinking there could be little bays that these little ships that we have attached to this cargo container could fly out of that, but I can't make the bay until I know
You're
where
on
the
the
hull
outside.
is going to come out, you know?
Wait, one more time.
I was thinking there could be like a little bay that has a docking port for these utility ships that connects to the conveyor system so that they can drop things off and dock right here.
I don't
But
want to
I
build the outside of the ship to make that happen. That's why I wanted to put them right here in the wall, because this is as close to the outside of the ship as we're getting right now. This opening. Aside from that, we have no idea where the outside of the ship is going to end up being. It could end up It could end up like a big arrowhead, like the Autobots arc. It could end up being a big fish or a big dog, or who knows. And I don't want to limit any of that by building the outside of the ship right now. It's not that time.
I understand.
Yep. I'm hoping that the interior structure will become the inspiration that leads me to go, I know just what that's supposed to be. Because the ship in, I still don't know what we called this, something happy, fun, something, is a very important ship. In regards to comic relief, that is.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, I did that the opposite of the way I wanted it done. Alright. Oh yeah, I gotta keep an eye on time. 5 minutes. Okay. This whole new format is gonna drive me nuts.
I'm actually gonna start dismantling my old ship. It is not needed.
Okay, there's the space I was looking for. And I think I already filled it with... Oh no, I didn't. Okay, good.
So I tested what saving does. It says that the world was saved for me. I don't know if that means I've got a copy of it now or not, though.
Interesting.
I'll look into it.
Okay. There we go. I cannot get lined up because... Okay, screw it. I'm just gonna fly like that. Alright, 2-2. You go there. Start welding these in place. I'm hiding the gyroscopes in amongst the refinery machinery. That's what's going on here, folks.
Okay.
That way we don't have to have a gyroscope room for no good raisins.
Although I'm sure we'll have plenty of nooks and crannies in the end.
Yeah, I will fill them as I come across them, just like in high school. Oh, high school. The days of many nooks and crannies. Let's see, here we go. Alright. Weld that. Weld that. Yep, you guys are good. Let's check the ones over here that mirror your placement. You're good.
Actually, I think I'm going to keep this connector attached to this because it's a better basis for a ship than a landing plate thing as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, well, we'll do that for right now. We'll figure out. We're not racing ships through there, and we don't know where the outside of the hole is. So, we do need the gymnasium built. The two sides of the ship should mirror each other, and on one side of the ship there's the disco with the area where the lounge is going to go, and on the other side of the ship needs to be built the med bay, or the recharging area. Actually, the rechargers are already here. They look a lot like urinals. But then just a big open room needs to be built as a exercise area. The gymnasium needs to be built the same size as the disco on the other side. Actually, I got to raise the roof in the lounge because the high part of the disco roof is going to be the same height in the gym, so that the gym is tall. So there's room for dodgeball. Okay, well, that reminder that I just had flash up on my screen, that doodle-doodle-doo, means 15 minutes to the next episode. And that means it's time to say thanks so much for joining us, folks. Comment, like, subscribe, participate. Always remember to share. Do the important stuff that keeps this show going and this channel growing. And we'll see you next time. And next time will be at about 15 minutes for an episode of Starman. We'll see you then. And that is, by the way, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 700 hours Pacific Standard Time. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us, Zim.
No problem. Anytime. So the ship I built I found a way to put a seat a lot closer to the drills.
Cool.
That's what I always want.
Yep.